Right, today started off very well. Remember waking up in the middle of the night, checking it out, silver up 4%. Obviously, we closed past 100 on Friday, and it didn't surprise me too much. We continued gold and silver straight through 5,000. It's like 5,100 on gold. As you can see here, that was kind of the high. And silver, like, I think it was a 107, 109 when I was waking up in the middle of the night. And then when I woke up normally, I had some fills taking place. I had some good till cancels that were filling just under key resistance of individual stocks. That was nice. I leave those. They're all light, like 1 or 2% sells. So I just let them fill because they're there for a reason, right? They're just under resistance. They're the ones that make the most sense. I'm usually placing them when I'm completely sober and I mean, you know, thinking clearly, not tired. So I let those fill and I enjoy those. I know they're good sells. Then during regular hours, as we made new highs, I thought, all right, let's trim a little bit more, another little 5, 10 shares here and there across the board. Although not the gold stocks. To be honest, today I was really focusing on the silver stocks. They're the ones that were moving, which makes sense. And I'm not actually touching. There are 5 stocks I'm not touching anymore. I was selling them as they were hitting their old all-time record highs, or sometimes they'd make new highs. But those 5 are the big seniors. So Newmont, Barrick, Agnico, Wheaton, Franco. Those 5 I just don't touch. I hold what I got, and actually today obviously we sold off, right? They were down like 1, max 2%. Some of them were up a little bit. I like that bit of stability, whereas the silver stocks were just all over the place. And I mean, pre-market we were up like 6%. I think during regular hours at one point, 9%. And it should have been more, right? Silver was up like 15% at some point. Our silver stocks should have been up. And this doesn't happen. It hasn't happened for ages. And it's annoying me, but you should be up 30%, maybe 40%. If silver's up 15%, every silver stock should be up like 40%. None of them were even up 10%. It's annoying, but then again, when the silver price goes down, they don't go down too much. Although today they went down a bit. Anyway, I was trimming all 5 major silver stocks. I think that's just the way I've evolved. I leave the big senior gold and royalty stocks. I leave the absolute juniors. No point in trying to day trade them. They're illiquid. I bought them. I got to hold them 6 months. They're just long term, whatever. It's kind of the mid tier gold stocks, but then again, I didn't touch them today. It was just the senior stocks I touched. Pan America, which is the big beast, the senior. Heckler, CDE, EXK, First Majestic, those 5. And yeah, quite a few well, 1 or 2 good till cancels per stock was getting filled pre-market, and then a few during regular hours. And then when Heckler started to have poor, I tuned into earnings. Once it started to just drop with earnings, I noticed, I don't know, it's a coincidence maybe, that's when silver started to drop. And I just thought, that's not right. Like maybe we're just going to drop. And I did a bit of a market order sell. There's this special sell you can do in Interactive Brokers, midpoint market order. I love it. It always gives you the kind of the best price without trying to pay too close attention. I just did like a 5% trim across those 5 silver stocks. I mean, in the end, it was a bad day. I lost several thousand in the silver stocks, whereas I was up a lot. And the swing is crazy. It makes sense, the portfolio is huge, but it just felt a bit sad at the end. And it was a sad day. Right, gold. It closed green, closed around, well, just above 5,000, I believe. Yes, it did. Although that's not too significant, I feel. I mean, normally that would be, but I don't think so. Bit of a shooting star, not as bad as silver, which actually closed red, I believe. Um, yeah, look, we went up non-stop, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. We could take a break, it would be healthy. I don't see us going down too much. The reasons for us going up, it's not that hasn't changed, right? Today, I don't again, no reason. There's option expiry or was it heckler earnings? It was just momentum. It was just time to take a break. I don't think there was any other fundamental reason why we dropped or why the trends changed. No way. We could come down tomorrow, maybe another 2, 3 days. I don't think we're even going to gap fill here. I think we'll just sort of come down a bit and go back up basically. So, but anyway, at least it closed above 5,000 and was green. So gold, not as bad as silver. That is a horrible candle. a shooting star candle. Actually, that was green. Technically, we were up today, although I don't think we've settled yet. But not a good, it's just parabolic, cool off. Although, again, a bit like gold, I don't see it's coming down too much. We have this ascending support. I don't think we're going to test that because that requires a big drop. I don't see this kind of thing happening. I mean, there'd be super strong support here at 80, mid 80s, 84-ish. It's not going to happen. I even see a bit of support here because that's where we broke out of. Call it 96. We could test that, and below that there's some wicks to be tested. I just don't see us going down like mid 80s max, but I don't see that happening. Already today we actually cleaned, quite a lot up. So that was a bit of a purge going on there. But again, I don't really know why. Was it Heckler's earnings? Really? I don't think so. Although that's kind of the trigger. I was watching it live. It's a coincidence I was listening to the earnings. Options expire is another thing. Otherwise, just technical momentum exhaustion, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know. But not a good candle. I mean, it would not surprise me to come down. But and going up, it would be so difficult to test 117 and break out of that. Like you would need almost a staircase of days to go back. You'd need, I don't know if you know what I mean, like a green day, another green day, a green, like, and then break out. If that's gonna, I can't see us just doing another huge candle that matches today. So that was a bit of damage to momentum. We have gone up non-stop. This is parabolic. And by the way, another thing, this is pretty mainstream. Again, I'm on holiday, so I just had time to do whatever. I tuned into Bloomberg, and they were talking about silver quite a lot. I mean, I'm on Twitter, and we're like, I'm in a bit of an echo chamber. Everyone I follow is silver. It's all the same people, so it gives me the wrong impression. I thought it's just us, but Bloomberg was talking about silver quite a lot. And last week I noticed it gold, silver. They do talk about it. So, which I don't like. Prefer if it's a bit more underground. And I don't know, the fundamental story hasn't changed. This is a structural problem. This is supply demand. This is physical shortage. So, and also it's a monetary metal. I don't think anything has fundamentally changed, but maybe it's a bit of a blow off top and we just need to purge people. All right, let's check the miners. So that's silver, you know, GDX, close at low of day, technically up, but after hours maybe ends up being a bit red. It's annoying. It's like I was up so much, and at the end, you're actually red by a bit. It's just annoying, but it happens. It happens. You just have to. I don't see us going down and filling gaps. I just think it'll take a couple of days to curl, maybe go back up. But we should have a bit of a red day tomorrow. I don't know. I don't expect us to go down too much, but going up was. I feel like it's a bit of a short-term top here. GDXJ, same candle. It's a bit of a damaging psychology here. I just feel like it needs to go sideways, like a little bit of a kind of thing. It's not going to be that long. It's going to take a couple of days at best, and then break out higher. Basically, the picture hasn't changed. The story hasn't changed. GDXJ is the only one that has not taken out its all-time high. So I just wanted to zoom out there, but that's still far away. SIL, same candle. Look at that after hours, a bit of a continuation. SILJ, same thing. I just don't see the gap fills coming. But if imagine you have this huge red candle, that would be ooh, that'd be pretty damaging and pretty hard to recover from. But at the same time, it's very persuasive argument. These silver stocks have not gone up to match the price of silver. And fine, silver price can come down, but even at 80, even at 75, these stocks should be so much higher. All of them. And we are still above 100, so the miners should be catching up. But what's going on here is I think the investors and the miners just do not believe the silver price can maintain this price. So let's see how much it goes down. It'll be healthy. Long term is going to be healthy. So imagine we go to 100 or 95 or 90, we curl, we go back up, and then I think once we go back up, the miners will really rally and outperform silver because people realize, okay, this wasn't a blow off top and down. We go to 50. We're not going to 50. So maybe we need this. It's a bit annoying, but it'll last a few days at most, and then maybe it's for the greater good. New one, that's quite nice. Up 130, there's a bit of stability. I mean, I was just watching the silver stocks all day, and heckler Jesus down like it says 5.5. I think it's 8.5 or 9%. So when you got a little 1.5% new one, it's not as good on the way up, but on the way down, it's quite a nice defensive place to hide. So I like that. Obviously, the candle is the same as GDX, but I'm not gonna go down crazy. If we keep going down, Barrick. See, these are the ones I'm not touching. Barrick absolutely touched. Yeah, that's one that I good till cancel sold. I'm sure of that. 52.99 probably. Yes, yes, yes. 52.99, of course. The next one is 55.49, I think. So I mean, if it hasn't taken out its all-time high, of course I'm going to trim that. But otherwise, I'm leaving them alone. The others that have all taken out their all-time high, I leave them alone. Agnico left that alone, up 0.5%, not bad. Franco Nevada, yeah, so it's Barrick that is the only one that I did sell, the ones that I usually shouldn't. There's one more trim that's 54.99. Otherwise, I'm leaving those five alone. Franco Nevada up 1 and a bit percent, fine, even though there's after hours selling. I like it. Wheaton left that alone. That was up like 4 or 5% because it's got quite a lot of silver exposure. At least it closed green. Leaving that one alone. Franco Nevada. Yeah. So there you go. Pan America. Let's do no, I'll do Pan America with the silver stocks. For the others, I just left them. Metalla again doesn't want to close above 860. Jesus, this thing is so stubborn. I've already sold this area anyway, 859. Okay, fair enough. I mean, there's worse out there. Silver took a massive smash at the end. So I'm gold. Don't think I had any good till cancels selling there. That's just sideways, unchanged. Equinox would have been a good breakout, but in the end, it's a mini poor breakout. Even cross 17. B2 gold, that was looking okay too. Don't even know if I sold that one. I don't think so. Aris Mining, I think I had a very early sell on that one. 21.49 maybe. No, that wouldn't have hit. 20.99, forgot where. That's okay, sideways unchanged. Harmony, same thing. They've all got the same candles, but they kind of close, and these are mid-tier golds. They kind of close green ever so slightly. That's fair enough. Oh yeah, SBSW, I sold this one. 20.49. Look at that. That's a huge, obviously a very obvious resistance. Huge moment for SBSW. And now it looks like an obvious sell, but I think that could easily go back up and make new all-time highs, cross 21 and close above 21 and keep running. But platinum, palladium also took a hit. All the metals sort of followed each other down. Now I actually just before filming, I replaced lots of cells. SPSW has another cell now at 24.49, 19.99 also. Also with the silver stocks, I placed new cells there. I'll go through those right now actually. Let's just start with Pan American Silver. Just in case, because we are hitting absolute crazy highs. Pan America, I'm selling that one. I think it's 67.99, 68.99. I don't know if I got 69.99. I don't even think it got there pre-market. No, I don't think it did. So this one, there were a few trims on this one, little tiny ones, but two or three actually. Um, I could just read these actually. Let me read my cells. Pan America, where are you? 69.49, 68.59, 68.04. Basically an average of 68.50. Not bad. you know, three mini cells. After that, right, let's do it. First Majestic. This one was strong during the day. This one was up 9% or something. What have we got there? We got four cells, 27.45, 27.49, 27.04, 26.89. So just above 27 average, kind of there-ish, four cells. So there was probably one or two good till cancels, then one or two freak moments where I just did a sell, like we're going to go down, and then another sell probably coinciding with heckler poor earnings. But basically, 20 just above 27, it's okay. 28 new all-time historic high. Can't get too angry with that. And this is super exposed to silver. I know this belongs at 50 right now where it is with the price of silver. I just, it's parabolic. It's parabolic. And if we come down, maybe get it in the low 20s. If otherwise it keeps going, fine, fine. I sold what, like 5, 7, maybe 10% of the position in total. It's fine. I just, all right, next one, CDE down 2.5%. Unbelievable. Where did I sell that one? I sold it twice, 27.46, 27.18, basically 27.30. Yeah, roughly there. Fine. A bit like First Majestic near the high. This one, it's a shame, but we did just make a nice fresh breakout of this 2350, and actually we've come to the second resistance, so that's support 2550. But let's see, this is not the greatest candle close at low of day. I just feel like we need to just curl and go sideways before going back up, and this would really do great justice to the chart, like that kind of thing. And it would happen like this, be very fast. Just curl, retest, breakout, and up we go. And that's probably what silver wants to do. Just go red a bit more, just another 1 or 2 days red. The miners digest, find some support, go back up. And when we go back up, the miners will outperform the metals. Then it would be worth it, would make sense. Next one, Heckler. Jesus, Heckler. It looks like all the other ones, but it's worse. Down 6%. And I'm sure, let's move this. It's down. Yeah, 8.5%. Yeah, well, and it just dropped with this is what actually got me to it was here, it was here. I was like, what the hell? This is earnings. I'm pretty sure this earnings I just saw go down and everything else is going down. I just thought this is gonna gap close, isn't it? And I could see SILJ, I'm watching the SILJ just a couple of bars behind. And that's when I just dumped a little extra heckler and then I basically had market orders ready and I just went bam, bam, bam. I hit all five. But I thought we'd go there and then bounce and close here, and then maybe tomorrow we'll go back up and boo boo. But no, we did this, and that suggests another 1 or 2 or 3 days of sideways down. Silver also, and maybe hopefully silver goes down like 6, 7%, and the miners are down 2. Let's have a bit of that, and then when we curl go back up, the miners continue to outperform because they'll outperform on the way down. They won't go down as much as silver. And hopefully start outperforming on the way up too, which they did not really do today. Silver was up 15% and the miners are up at best 10, not even. So maybe for the greater good, a bit of a drop, and then we sort of rebalance the relative performance. Next is, well, actually, let me look at, yeah, so Heckler, let me just get rid of some of this. What to expect from Heckler next few days? Because this one's really parabolic. That's what scared me. The earnings, I don't even know. They sold a mine, and I'm sure the earnings are good. But in the end, you went down, and I was just looking at this like, wait a minute, we're going down on earnings, and we're all the way up here. That's what scared me. This could ease. I don't know how far I can go down. We've got obvious support here, 26, 20, but yeah, we could get there. Jesus, we were at 34, now we're talking 26 the day after. Next stop is 24. Jesus. Um, how much of a drop would that be if we go from, and right now we're at 29, 12%. Yeah, well, you could do that in 2 days. And maybe that's what will happen. Maybe there's just 3 candles and there's just slow red and we go back there and the story hasn't changed. We should go back up and break out. Um, I don't know what's going to happen. I just feel like we need another red day. And that's definitely what the candle says. And that's a very big bearish engulfing candle, worse than the others. EXK, not as bearish. It's not like it closed below yesterday's, Friday's low of day. Still close at low of day, open is the high. It's horrible. These candles are horrible. And even though after hours we're trading at the low of day yesterday, it's not the same thing. It's not as um convincing as a bearish engulfing. But they all look like they want to go down a bit lower. As for the juniors, they were also quite similar. They were up, I had some up like one of them was up 25%, and in the end it's up 10. Was it SSV, Southern Silver Explorer? That one looked good too. Look at that. Horrible. It's not a horrible count. It's still up 10%, but it was going so well. So well. Look at that total breakout. And then it ends up there. But some of them are worse. Some of them are down. I'm not going to go through them. There's just, it'd be too many. And in the end, I'm not trading them. And I think everything, math, like what counts really is the gold, the silver, and the SILJ charts. So there you go. It was a bit demoralizing because it was so good at the beginning pre-market. I'm exhausted. I've been watching this basically since 4 in the morning. It was so good pre-market, middle of the night. Chinese. I love the Chinese. They're buying that stuff. Even today, I think tonight slash tomorrow morning, they'll probably pump it up a little bit. I can't imagine it red. Well, anyway, don't know. I don't know what to expect by the Chinese tonight, but I think tomorrow we'll have a continuation of red. Let's look at SILJ whilst I say it. Just a bit more red, let's have a little healthy sort of base. I don't know where it's going to be. Do we base here? Do we fill a gap? I can't imagine it's going down too much, but I do expect another red day tomorrow. Just hope that we can get the minus to outperform on the way down, and then when we curl and go back up, continue to outperform on the way up. Um, but yeah, demoralizing and exhausting, and I'm not used to seeing red. And it wasn't that bad, right? It wasn't like it was a horrible day where they're all down 12, 15%. Some of them are down, some of them are unchanged. In the end, it's a small red day. Um, and it's just been going up non-stop. So can't get too you know, can't get too annoyed. All right, I'll leave it there. I'm absolutely exhausted. Good luck. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I do expect a small red day though.